above 26,000 feet. The air itself is trying to kill you. They don't call it the death zone for nothing. You're standing higher than commercial jets fly, and the mountain has just decided you don't belong here. The sun is gone. The temperature is falling past -40, and your tent is somewhere below in the dark. You have hours, not days, and every breath you take is already too thin to keep you conscious. By the end of this, you'll know exactly what one night up here does to a human body, and the single mistake that ends it for almost everyone. Your first enemy isn't the cold, it's the air itself, carrying barely a third of the oxygen you were born to breathe. Your brain is already starving, and you ain't even started moving yet. But the real danger, the one that kills the strongest climbers on this mountain, hasn't shown up yet. You crouch behind a shard of rock, and the wind hits you like a wall of knives. Your goggles are frosting over from the inside. Every breath tastes metallic, cold enough to burn the back of your throat. Your fingertips have stopped hurting, and that is a very bad sign. Somewhere above you, a rope line disappears into the dark, half buried in old ice. You know the summit is behind you now, and going up is not the problem. Getting down before the mountain finishes you, that's the problem. I'm Scout, and tonight we're going to walk through what one night on Mount Everest really does to you. Stay close. It gets worse before it gets better. The death zone starts at 26,000 feet, and up here your body isn't living. It's dying slowly, cell by cell, minute by minute. Your heart is pounding at rest, trying to squeeze oxygen out of air that barely has any. Your blood is thickening. Your judgment is already slipping. This is why climbers describe the death zone as feeling drunk, slow thoughts, slurred words, a strange, dangerous calm settling over you like a warm blanket. That calm is the mistake most people make first. They sit down just for a minute. On Everest, that minute has killed dozens. You force yourself upright. Your legs feel like they belong to somebody else, but you make them move. The wind is doing something you weren't ready for. It's stealing your body heat faster than you can produce it. Wind chill up here can hit -70. At those temperatures, exposed skin freezes in under a minute. Your eyelashes are already crusted with ice. You pull your down hood tighter and remind yourself of the rule every guide preaches. On Everest, most people die on the way down. The summit is only halfway. The descent is where the mountain collects. You start moving, one boot in front of the other, following the faint outline of a fixed rope. Your headlamp beam is a small yellow tunnel in a black world, and beyond it, nothing. You can't see the drop to your left, but you can feel it, the way the wind changes shape over open space. One wrong step here isn't a fall. It's a 2-mile slide into a place no rescue will ever reach. Your goggles fog. You lift them for a second to see clearly, and the cold slams into your eyeballs like a needle. That's another mistake climbers make up here, pulling the goggles off. Snow blindness can hit in minutes, and a blind climber on Everest is a dead climber. You snap them back down. Adjust. Breathe. Keep moving. Now the second killer arrives, quiet and patient, the cold itself working its way inward. Your body is pulling blood away from your hands and feet, protecting the heart. Fingers first, toes next. It's called peripheral vasoconstriction, and it's why frostbite hunts the extremities. You wiggle your toes inside your boots. You can feel 8. That's not great. It's not fatal yet either. Here's where a lot of people would stop to check them. Don't. Every minute you're stationary up here, you lose ground. You can't get back. You keep walking. The rope guides you across a knife-edge ridge, snow curling off both sides like frozen smoke. Then it happens. The thing that gets people up here more than falls, more than avalanches, more than the cold, the weather changes. The stars vanish. A low moaning wind rises out of nowhere. Snow begins moving sideways past your headlamp. A whiteout at night in the death zone is the closest thing to being erased from the earth. You can't see the rope. You can't see your boats. You can barely see your own gloved hand held in front of your face. This is the moment climbers panic. This is the moment climbers unclip from the rope just to check something, and are never seen again. Do not unclip. That single carabiner is the only thing between you and the mountain. You lower yourself to a crouch, back to the wind, and wait. Not sit. Crouch. Sitting invites sleep, and sleep up here is a slow, painless death. Your oxygen bottle is ticking down. Most climbers carry only a few hours of supplemental O2 for a summit push, and yours is running lean. When it runs out, your body will be breathing what the mountain gives it, and the mountain gives almost nothing. Cerebral edema begins to whisper at the edges of your thinking. Fluid leaking into the brain. Confusion. Hallucinations. A famous symptom up here is climbers taking off their coats because they suddenly feel warm. If you ever feel warm on Everest at night, that is your brain lying to you as it dies. You keep your coat on, you keep your gloves on, you breathe slowly through the mask. What would you do here? Wait out the storm or try to move blind? Tell me before you find out which one keeps you alive. The wind shifts. A gap opens in the snow. For 3 seconds you can see the rope again, a thin dark line vanishing downhill. 3 seconds is enough. You clip forward, take the slack, and move. Now the myth. People think Everest kills you with a single dramatic moment, a fall, an avalanche, a storm. Mostly it doesn't. Mostly Everest kills you with time. With every extra minute you spend in the death zone, your odds quietly collapse. The climbers who survive a night up here almost all share one trait. They kept moving down, even when everything in them wanted to rest. You force another step, then another. The rope tightens. The slope steepens. Your crampons bite into blue ice that hasn't melted in centuries. Somewhere below, a faint yellow glow flickers through the storm. A tent, Camp 4. It looks impossibly close and impossibly far at the same time. Distance in the dark up here lies to you. You keep your eyes on the light and your hand on the rope. Your oxygen mask hisses, then rattles. The bottle is nearly empty. The last stretch to camp is a slow, staggering descent through knee-deep snow, and your legs are barely answering anymore. But here is the secret the mountain doesn't advertise. The human body, even up here, can do astonishing things when the alternative is death. Adrenaline, focus, the narrowing of the world down to one rope, one step, one breath. You reach the tents. You collapse through the flap of yours. You do not take off your boots. You do not fall asleep with wet gloves. Those are the small mistakes that steal fingers and toes by morning. You get water into you. You get heat into you. You wait for the dawn. So, the verdict: who actually lives through one night on Everest? Not the strongest, not the fastest. The ones who respect the clock, stay clipped in, keep moving down, and never trust the warm feeling that tells them to stop. 3 things save you up there: your oxygen, your rope, and your refusal to sit down. Lose any one of them, and the mountain wins. So, would you have made it? Would you have kept walking through that whiteout? Or would you have waited a minute too long? If this rattled you, the scenario on surviving a night alone on K2 in winter is even more brutal. The mountain that makes Everest look forgiving. Subscribe and turn on notifications. New survival scenarios drop every week, and the next one asks whether you could survive something even fewer people have walked away from. The mountain doesn't hate you. It doesn't even notice you. That's what makes it so dangerous. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. A what-if scenario, not survival, medical, or safety advice. Never attempt anything shown here.